thank you guys for coming to my speech. I hope you guys are hungry because you get to eat the visual aids today.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
So, I'm going to make you one of my favorite dishes. Now, something I hear a lot from people is that they have a hard time finding healthy food that's flavorful. Usually you got to sacrifice one or the other. If it's healthy, it tastes bland. If it's flavorful, you got a lot of calories, fat, sodium, you name it. Well, I think I have something that will accomplish both goals. This is called bruschetta al pomodoro. Now, my wife and I first discovered this dish when we went to Olive Garden on a date night out, and we thought it was really good. But we thought maybe it was missing a few things. And see, that's the beauty of cooking something, is that you can always improve on a recipe or add things that you think makes something taste better. So that's what I'm going to do today. You're going to get Jason's bruschetta al pomodoro. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. First of all, you've got to have about 3 pounds of tomatoes. It's usually 12 to 15, and these are Roma tomatoes. I like Roma tomatoes because they're kind of stiff, and when you cut them up, you can get some real nice cubes. So you want to cut the tomato into about 1/4 inch pieces, and then dice it up so they're in 1/4 inch cubes. Now this is important because when we get to the bruschetta part, the bruschetta is if you cut the loaf like I have here, it's the small pieces fit on the bruschetta there. Okay, forget what I said. Anyway, I'm going to just go from this point forward. I'm going to cut it. Okay. So anyway, you want to dice these up to about 1/4 inch in size and put it in the bowl. Now, I always like to add sun-dried tomatoes as well. Olive Garden doesn't do this, but I like to add it because it adds a little bit of tanginess and extra flavor and texture to your bruschetta. Now, you also want to add about 2 tablespoons of garlic. Now, before I go any further, the thing you should know is you can use fresh ingredients or you can use dry ingredients. I'm going to use a mixture of everything today because basically whatever I had in my kitchen cabinet, that's what I brought. So, but I like this. It's already minced up. It makes it quick and easy. So there's 2 tablespoons of garlic. Now, you want to take your olives and you want to chop up your olives real fine. Just cut them into really small, teeny, bitsy pieces, and you should get something that looks a little bit like this. I went ahead and cut some of this stuff up because my 6 to 8 minute speech would turn into a 25 to 30 minute speech if I didn't cut some of this beforehand. You want to put that in there. Olive Garden also doesn't use olives in their bruschetta. It's something I think adds an extra pop of flavor and a little bit of salt too without adding salt. So anyway, now we'll add some herbs. You want to take about 1/4 cup of basil. Now you can add other herbs to this. You can add thyme, parsley, things like that. But I'm going to add 1/4 cup of basil. I'm going to add a tablespoon of oregano. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of rosemary. And you want to chop those up so they aren't too big when people eat them. So I'll go ahead and put that in there. Now, you want to add 2/3 cups of olive oil. This kind of acts as a binding agent. It helps keep the tomatoes hold together when you put it on your bruschetta. So 2/3 cups of olive oil. And something else I add that Olive Garden doesn't have in the recipe is balsamic vinegar, about 5 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Now, you want to be careful not to add too much liquid. A lot of people, if you add too much liquid and things like that, your bread will get soggy or it'll drip down, and things like that. So don't add too much liquid. And the last thing I'd like to add is 3/4 cup Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago cheeses. I like 3 cheese. You can go with just Parmesan, Asiago, whatever, but I like to have a 3 cheese blend so it tastes better. Adds a little bit more flavor. Now, you want to kind of mix this up. And I suggest, if you can, if you have the time, let it sit in the refrigerator for about an hour, let all the flavors meld together. Especially if you use dry ingredients, you want the flavors just to have time to kind of absorb into the tomatoes and things like that. So, now, we're going to move on to our bruschetta part, the bread part. Now, you can buy bread in different various shapes and sizes, round ones, long, skinny ones. I prefer the long, skinny ones because they're easier to cut, and I like the small serving size. So, you want to take your loaf of ciabatta bread and cut it about, half an inch at the thickest. And you should get a disc of bread that looks a little bit like that. And I like to cut it at a thinner amount because it cooks faster. Now, put that on take your bruschetta, put on a plate, or excuse me, a cooking pan. Take your olive oil, just drizzle over the top of your bruschetta. And then put it in the oven on 400 degrees for about 3 to 5 minutes, and it should cook up golden brown. Or you can also broil it if you want. Get it done quicker, but watch it or else it'll burn. So put that in the oven, and then you're ready to serve. Now, once it's all cooked, the bruschetta's all cooked up and things like that, you just want to take a spoon, take your bruschetta mixture, stick it on there, and enjoy.
Good. That's how you eat it?
Now, one reason I really like this recipe is because you can get it done somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes, depending on how good of a chef you are. I'm not the best chef in the world, so it's probably going to take me 30 minutes, but you guys might get it done faster. But anyway, it's a fast, quick, easy meal. If you have an on-the-go lifestyle, it works good. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll serve you guys something up here in just a minute.
All right, thank you.
Yay.
Yay.